Welcome back to Hazardous Endeavors.
Betrayed!
Yes, indeed. The Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition actual play podcast brought to you by Digital End Dice. I am your host, Mark, and joining me today are, of course, the players. We have Zanne as Victus.
I am dancing on air.
We have the Lady Crass as Lindo, Espina, the beautiful Thorn.
I am sad.
We, of course, have voiceover guy Brian as Wilf Tradewind.
I'm smugly content.
And sound guy Steven as Jackson Shaw.
Scotch and cigars.
Yes, indeed. So where we last left our intrepid adventurers.
I was having the time of my life, and I've never felt this way before.
Lies.
And I swear, it's the truth.
Lies.
All right. There you were, enjoying the party in your various different ways. Victus is dancing on the
This is how we enjoy a party.
on the
This
main
is absolutely
floor.
how we enjoy a party.
Jackson is off enjoying some liquor and cigars with some old military vets
And war stories.
and war stories.
War stories.
And Wilf is standing watching Victus be twirled around the floor to a nice jaunty tune. And Lindo.
Yes.
Lindo, you were standing, basically about to cut the portrait of the dragon in flight out of its frame when from the corner came a clap of hands, a congratulatory gesture from a friendly face. And as they stepped forward claiming that you have stolen something of theirs, Lyle Enderwise, he starts to move forward, the mist curling around his form as he grows, the black armored plate forming around him. Still a couple places where it is merely just a cloud rather than a solid piece of armor. But finally, as he is standing merely 20 feet from you, he is standing at the full height of the black armored figure you have seen several times before.
Emma, get behind the chair.
Yeah, you push Emma off to the side as she tumbles slightly in just stock still in fright. And as he steps forward, he shakes his head, says, "You must understand, Lindo. You have done so many good things for me. You have found several pieces of my armor.
That was unintentional.
I don't know what brought you to put that one on, but know this. It is appreciated that you acquired it, but your services are no longer required." And as he takes another step forward,
I draw my sword.
you draw your sword, and he holds out one of his hands, and a curl of black smoke forms into one of the massive greatswords. And as he is about to take another step forward, something flies out from the side, and you see a crystal decanter hit him on the shoulder and shatter against him. And he stops, he looks over, and you see Emma still kind of shaking horribly, but standing kind of beside one of the side tables that you didn't stack up. And she says, "You stay away from him!"
Oh, that's so brave. Okay, stop.
And he just cocks his head to the side, chuckles deeply, and with the hand that doesn't have a sword in it, sweeps it across, and you see this arc of purple energy just building in his hand as he swings it around, and he throws this ball at her. And as it flies across the room, she shrieks for a moment, and mere inches from her, you see her pendant flash slightly, and the energy bursts right as it is about to hit her. Seems to wash over her slightly, and it seems to be knocked back from the blow, and is kind of hits the ground and is leaning against the wall, kind of breathing heavily and looking bewildered.
Okay, that's unusual.
The armor, just seems to, again, stop and consider this for a moment. Interesting. But that can wait until after I have removed that from you. As he holds the sword up, this time in both hands, and before you can blink, charges across the room.
Ha!
He holds the sword up, almost scraping against the ceiling with how large it is. And as it's swinging down, you hear from the side, Lindo!
Eh?
And you see Emma just sitting on the side. She reaches, yanks off the amulet, and throws it at you.
I try to catch it.
Okay. Roll me a dex check just to see.
Dex check.
That would be a
Cough.
7.
Headwind.
Get my name right. 17.
A 17? Okay. She throws it, and as the blade is arcing through the air, coming down at you, you catch it and kind of bring it in as like a bit of a, almost like a football catch.
Bring it in here.
And as soon as you do, you basically slam it against your chest, and there's this crack sound as it touches your breastplate, the black armored breastplate.
Ah, shit.
And all of you outside enjoying the music, the dance, the revelry, you all feel this kind of pulse happen, this kind of wave that comes out from somewhere nearby. You're unsure exactly, but the noise of the crowd suddenly turns from revelry and laughing to concerned shouts and people starting to look around, wondering what's happening. Lindo, as this bright flash happens pretty much right in front of your face, you're dazzled for a moment. You see Lyle has actually taken a few steps back, but you're looking down where you were standing, because you seem to have been pushed back a few feet.
Sure.
Is the black armored breastplate down on the ground next to a shining silver gold etched breastplate with a sun motif across it.
Ah, superpowers. Okay. Oh, wait. I touch my chest. I look bewildered.
You're wearing the armor you were wearing before. It's a little mussed, but it's there.
I shrug temporarily. I, grab for the breastplate. The shiny one.
You grab for the shiny one. As you do, the big mailed boot kicks it across the room, just rebounding off the
I
side.
just need a win.
And the sword comes up again and swings up, and you feel this pressure hit you as you are picked up off your feet and slammed back into the wall. Those of you out there on the dance floor with the rising worry and concern and confusion are suddenly showered with splinters of wood as a wall above on the second floor shatters outwards. You hear this cracking boom as a figure flying backwards through the air tumbles slightly and lands basically dead center in the dance floor, and you're looking down at Lindo, who has a fairly large scar right across his chest, seems to have cut through some of his armor, and he's just laying on the ground kind of blinking in a daze.
I hate everything.
And what do I hear from the room that I'm in?
You heard shouting, you heard a boom, and then you heard the splintering, and then you look over, and through the door you see the showering of splinters, and then Lindo falling and hitting the dirt.
Victor's dance time is over. Time to get to work.
Well, I know where I'm heading.
All right.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
You stand up and you run into the room. The people have cleared off the dance floor, standing away from Lindo, and they seem to have ducked away from the shower of splinters. And above, on the landing, as you group up around Lindo, you look up, and floating in the hole that is now in the wall, you see the black armored figure floating through, looking down at you all.
I draw my swords. Point up.
Yep.
You dirty little bastard.
And
Does anybody
hear
check on Lindo?
Victus does.
one of the hands, the hand not holding the sword, reaches back. You hear a clank, and as it brings it forward, you see it's holding the breastplate that was on Lindo. And with this kind of rumbling chuckle, it places it over the dark swirling clouds that make up its kind of chest area. And with a clack, you see the armor start to coalesce and connect to the other pieces that it's wearing.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Lindo, how did you lose that?
As Lyle.
What?
The halfling.
I'm much taller.
As I was saying to Lindo, your services are no longer required.
I do not think that you are the person to make that decision.
Also, Eldritch Blast.
Roll it.
2 shots.
Yep.
That's an 18 on the dice, which makes it
I'm never
24. And
Yeah.
that is only a 12, so I imagine not.
The 24 certainly hits.
Neat! Take 7 force damage.
Okay. So you launch up your Eldritch Blast.
Pointing it out through my sword.
Yeah, and the kind of the white energy shoots out, one of them zipping over the shoulder, one of them impacting, and he just, it just seems to kind of rock his shoulder back slightly. And again, the chuckle.
That's not good.
You see, now that you have brought us together, now that you have found the rest of this form, the next steps will be taken. And you aren't required for those. Your world will burn. He slashes out with his sword to one side where some of the gathering crowd is. A blast of purple energy splintering one of the tables covered in various canapes and drinks that shatter up. A couple people seem to have gotten caught in the blast and they scream as they fall.
Get the bystanders out of here!
And that's where we're going to roll initiative.
Ba 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 ba. Wow. Ba ba ba.
Victus?
18.
Okay. Lindo?
15.
Wilf?
9.
Jackson?
1.
All right!
Wow. What?
I can only roll 1 lower.
Okay. So that puts us there. All right.
Wow.
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 So it from up on its perch, you see Lyle kind of hold the sword again in 2 hands, and he just steps off the edge where he floats down to the same level you're all standing at. He takes it in both hands and rushes forward at Jackson.
Sounds about right.
And as he swings down, it actually just barely skims over the top of your armor as it just ricochets off slightly. That's all he gets to do for this round. Victus.
I am going to inflict wounds.
Okay.
Do I roll for that one?
Yeah, you rolled a hit with that one.
That's what I thought.
Are you using your meta magic to extend
Yes.
the range?
So I'm going to use a point.
Okay.
Reach out.
Oh, that's a crit. What level were you casting that at? Because you can cast it at the higher
Let me
level to add
see.
dice.
Yeah, I'm going to do it at level 3 then.
Okay, which means I believe it starts off at 3 die 10, becomes 4, and then 5 die 10. So you're rolling 10 die 10 damage. Do you need to borrow some die 10s?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like a die 10, like a die 10. Yeah, be showered
There
with
you
die
go.
10s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This one's made of zinc.
Chicky, 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 chicky.
Clickety clackety.
Did it help?
Alright.
Did it help? Did my breath
So that
help
was
you?
a die 8.
Was it? Okay.
Here, roll this one. And add that to it.
Well, I grabbed the wrong one. Oh,
That's
that's,
okay.
why it's over here, because
Oh.
I got mixed up.
Yeah. That's also a die 8.
Which it? I grabbed the wrong set. Cool.
There you go. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
All right. While this bolt of negative energy is flying out at Lyle,
You gotta be so negative, man.
let's see. Lindo,
Yeah.
you are prone and you are in pain.
I am prone, and I am in pain.
The slash followed by the breaking of the wall and the fall did 35 points of damage to you.
35.
Wait, remember you are Rogie Rogue.
You can have that for once per round, so you can instead take 17.
I take 17. That's cool.
Better.
I attempt to stand up, and I take a deep breath. Hey guys, yeah, voice
54.
might be a little weird, but that's okay. It must have been the magic. Who knows? The breastplate that we're looking for is upstairs. And I ready in action.
Okay.
I ready slashy in case he comes down my way. But at this moment, I'm going to take a moment to breathe.
Okay. Which brings us to Wilf. Oh, and the negative energy bolt impacts on his center body and seems to wash over the breastplate. And you see some of the kind of coiling black smoke that still makes up part of his body seems to almost become more real and thicker. And like he flexes slightly at that.
Ooh, he dummy thick.
Yeah.
I go up there and I help Jackson out. Make some attacky.
Okay.
Make some attacky.
Make some attacky.
Attacky.
With my probably alien sword.
Okay. Make with the attacky.
Well, that's a 20 to start it off, and I'm going to call that a defensive flourish.
Okay.
So,
Defensive flush.
defensive flourish.
Defense flourish.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Max damage. So we're going to say 18 damage. And my AC is increased by 8 for this turn,
Nice.
bringing it to a grand total of 26.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit again.
Right. Go for it.
That I believe will also be a hit at 24.
24 will certainly hit. Yes.
And that one is for 7 damage, and I'm not going to try to push my luck on that.
Okay. So you basically slam into him with your first attack, and you're able to kind of get your footwork into an advantageous position, kind of set him off.
Lots of little spinny bits.
Yeah. And you stab into him, and he just kind of seems to try. He tries to put the armor in the way, although you're kind of skittering off it into, well, the cloud inside, hoping to get into the meat of it.
Trying to hack his cloud.
Yes. Ha. Jackson.
Oh my.
Introduce some malware to that.
As I swing my sword a couple times at him, if someone
Yeah.
would be a that would be a 22.
Hit.
Could go and grab that breastplate.
As you swing, go ahead and.
Let's see. That's 4, 6, 7. That'd be 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. Got it.
And that's going to be a 24.
Also hit.
And I will do a second level smite on that.
All right.
Ooh.
Add another 3 of those onto here.
Sexy. Dane child, get some.
14, 15, 19, 25, 31, 34 damage.
34. Got it.
That would be great.
We're on the brute squad.
I am the brute squad.
Okay.
The whole thing.
So you hack and slam into him, and your sword flares up with holy light as it comes into contact, leaving sparks and scratches on the armor. His, yes, Wilf?
Oh, I just realized I'm rolling good now because I've been rolling so poorly on all the other games that I've played.
That's fair. That's fair.
Good, saving it up.
Yeah.
With kind of an annoyed grunt, Lyle holds out his other hand as the other sword materializes out. All the work that has been done thus far will not end today.
Copying my style is totally not cool, Lyle.
And he's going to make a few attacks. First off on Jackson, 26.
Yes.
Okay, on Wilf. Nope, that's only like an 18.
Nope.
So barely misses you.
No.
And then I need everyone within 10 feet of him to make a dexterity check. So
I'm on
would
the
be,
ground on the floor.
That would be, yes, Lindo, Wilf, and Jackson, not Victus, because you were standing back and you shot.
No, I went over to.
Oh, so then yes, you too.
And anyone within 10 feet of me gets
doing constitution checks?
advantage on
Dexterity.
saving throws and ability checks.
Also, do we get to add your charisma bonus to?
No,
that's
no.
2.
No, this is because of the other one. So we have advantage on this. Anybody
Okay.
within 10 feet of me.
So everybody
Yep.
has advantage on the roll.
That's a D12. It's probably not a good idea to roll that.
Jackson, by the way, you take 14 points of damage from the hit.
Okay.
And everyone on their dexterity saves?
9.
17.
17.
24.
24.
13.
Okay. Anybody who beat a 15 succeeds.
Woo!
Lindo has evasion, so Lindo takes nothing.
Woo!
But everybody
Barrel
else...
roll.
But I do have favored by the gods. And I believe I would like to invoke that.
Okay.
Once per short rest, 2d4, 2 failed save.
Oh, okay. So you go ahead and add 2 die 4 to that.
I know what a d4 looks like.
It doesn't look like a D8.
I might be able to make it.
Unless you put them together.
So another 6 onto that, so you
Yep.
make it.
Literally just make it.
So you take half.
Better than nothing.
So the only one who actually takes full damage.
You're the only one with the hit points to take for.
That would be 18 points for fails and 9 points for success of negative
Yes, you are
energy.
Lindo. Da 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 da.
Ow.
You
Oh, look,
will
you now
not
have more hit points than I
stand
do.
in my way!
Oh, I'm barely standing as it is.
After him goes Victus.
Victus stands up, hands before them as they call on energy and cast Beacon of Hope,
Okay.
which within range, everyone has advantage on wisdom and death saves and get max from healing.
Nice.
Concentration spell.
Okay.
I love Beacon.
So you start glowing with this holy energy in this radius around you that seems to kind of uplift them. All right. Good to know. Is that all?
Love lifts
Yes.
us up
Okay.
where we
I mean, is that all?
belong.
No. Yeah. Lindo, your turn.
I am going to attempt to get around said jerky facey jerk and try to get to Emma,
Okay.
who may or may not just be next to the breastplate. I don't know.
Right. So you basically, since you aren't directly in melee with him, you get up and start running up the stairs.
Correct. Yes.
And thanks to cunning action, you're able to add on to that movement and get up there.
Yeah, I dashed the heck out of it.
Okay. So you do end up making your way into that room, and you
cut
look
quite
over.
the dashing frame.
Emma, are you in here?
You see her lying on the ground where you had seen her last, holding her chest and obviously having difficulty breathing. And she's just wheezing. And next to her, about 5 feet away, is the breastplate, just kind of leaning against the wall, shining in the firelight.
Oh, man.
We'll get back to you in a moment. Wilf?
Yeah. Oh, clickety clackety, I roll to attackety.
Okay. You're going to milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah. Delightful.
You're welcome.
It made me happy.
All right, what do you got?
Well, that's a 19 on the dice, so I think I'll hit.
Yep.
And I'm going to use another one of my bardic inspirations to use defensive flourish again.
Okay.
Because I really don't want him to hit me.
All right.
Why did I roll a d20 with that?
For fun.
d6. There we go. All right, so 7, 11 damage this time, and my AC is currently 24.
Okay. Noted.
And I'm gonna attack again, just because I'm selfish like that.
Yeah.
Unless a 15 hits.
Nope.
Then we shan't talk of it.
Okay. I won't mention it. Jackson, how are you going to follow up Wilf's miss? Sorry that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
Too soon.
We either take you down here More hopefully, we don't die. I'm no good at this.
That's fair. No. You got this.
That's
Heroic Jackson is heroic.
Yes, heroic Jackson is heroic. That would be a 20.
Hit.
Let's not die.
It's a great battle chant. It's
12.
Hit.
And then
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds
21.
real.
Hit.
Yeah, let's toss another second level.
Woo!
All right, smite.
Kick some butt. Take it down.
12, 16, 18, 21, 24.
24. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna complain about you dealing 24 damage.
I shouldn't either, but
So once again, you swing, you scratch your sword across his midsection the first time, and you come down with a slam into him with your blazing hot holy sword as it cuts into him, leaving this kind of this glowing rent
That
down
sounds
his
so
side.
erotic.
You missed one. It's a blazing, hot, turgid, glowing sword.
I don't generally use the word turgid for very
Maybe
good reason.
you should.
I see. So you hack into him yet again, and at that point he actually does like almost stagger back under the weight of the blow.
So good.
as you should.
There's a growl that emanates from inside the armor. You will not keep me from her! As he swings both swords up and is coming down at you.
Yeah?
Girl trouble.
Okay, so that is a 23,
Yeah.
and doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeah. First hit, 17, and the second hit is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
This one, on the other hand, as the sword comes down, you note that it starts to take on some of that purple flame. And as it arcs through the air, kind of leaving this line as it comes at you. It's not terrible-ish. So let's see.
Ooh, yeah?
28 points of damage.
Really?
As that last swipe comes down and just hits you square in the shoulder, cutting down.
That's a good thing I'm a half-orc.
So you're conscious at 1 hit point.
Yes.
Got it. So you're basically brought down to one knee by the weight of that strike. You can tell the unholy energy around it that's kind of burning into your shoulder a little bit. Same way that your holy smite caused a kind of a glowing rent in his armor. And with that, he turns and like follows up where his gaze seems to follow up where Lindo had run, and there's kind of the heavy breathing of anger coming from inside the armor. Victus, your turn.
Victus is going to cast Cure Wounds on Jackson, which will go off at max, which I think is spell modification. This one's spell modification, right?
Yeah.
So 12,
Okay.
and I can do that at range. So
You just point and go, it's good. Yeah, take that!
All right. So
Jackson, to you.
a line of glowing healing energy hits you and seems to
It does not make
refill
that
some
noise.
of your vigor. Anything else?
Hopeful.
No, not at this time.
Was that healing word?
Cure
Or-
Wounds.
Cure wounds. Got it. Okay. Lindo, you make your way in there. You're standing only a couple feet away. You see Emma breathing hard, labored breathing.
I grab the breastplate.
Grab the breastplate.
I grab the breastplate, and I also toss Emma a healing potion. It's a good old-fashioned normal healing potion, and I run out the door and I look at Jackson.
As you grab the breastplate, her hand comes out and grabs your arm. Edwin,
Yeah, no, don't breathe. Or,
don't have-
breathe, just don't talk. That one.
Don't have much time.
You mean you don't have much time? You have plenty of time. You're gonna be fine. If you just drink
Shake-
this
she
thing, that
shakes her head.
should be like At least 10 minutes of waiting.
I've heard the stories. I know that you're protecting the world
Yeah,
from
that's
those things.
definitely what I'm doing.
Take it and go. I'll always remember you.
I will also remember you, and I am also taking this and leaving. Drink the potion, and then I run out the door.
Okay. You run out. You look down. Jackson is kneeling. Seems to have just been hit fairly hard.
I throw, because this is smart,
Yeah.
I throw the breastplate at Jackson.
Make me a ranged attack roll and have advantage on it.
Ooh. What the hell is my range attack?
Dexterity bonus plus your proficiency bonus.
Ooh. That's 17, 18, 19, 20, so it's 20.
Okay.
On the
Jackson,
dot.
All right, Jackson, here.
you hear that from above, and Lindo just hucks the breastplate down at you.
Is this
If
like
I have enough movement, I'd like to go back toward Emma.
Okay.
is this like a common rider?
Not at the moment.
Throwing bit, like where Lindo yeets it and it spins. Jackson jumps up and it hits and picks immaculately.
And then he turns into a plane and flies away.
This breastplate
Common
is
rider,
empty.
so
You
we're talking
catch it.
motorcycle.
Right.
So you reach up and catch the breastplate, and you can feel the warmth and the energy stored in it. And it's your turn. It's your turn in just a minute. Wilf, what are you doing? You see Jackson catches the breastplate.
Well, one, I tap into that chuckling bastard there and use my bonus action to put out a healing surge of light to heal Jackson for an additional 7 hit points.
Okay.
And
The spell the Victus had done, that was for...
All healing is max.
All healing is max.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
No.
then that's 12.
So you get 12 more hit points back.
Hell
Much
yeah.
obliged.
That spell's rad.
I'm
It's a
useful.
cool-ass spell.
Yes, it is.
And now, I'm attacking
Okay.
because, yeah.
And was that also healing word?
No, it was, that was healing light. My warlock.
Gotcha.
My
Okay.
warlock thing, which is a bonus action.
All right. Swingy, swingy.
That's very
Definitely
cocked.
cocked.
Very cocked. Well, that does not hit,
Okay.
but I have 2 attacks.
All right. And survey says
Survey says a 14, sir.
does not hit.
Well, bullywog.
So, with that, Jackson, you feel invigorated. You rise up from one knee, holding the breastplate. And what do?
As I slap the breastplate on, I also hit a first level healing word.
Okay. You actually aren't needing to do that.
Yeah?
Because as you kind of push the breastplate down over your chest, you feel that feeling that you've already had a couple times when you've put on several pieces of the armor, as that warm healing light starts to kind of envelop your being. This time far more powerful than you felt it before. As you feel like you're being raised up, and certainly as the rest of you are watching, you see Jackson actually floating almost a foot off the ground, just being held
Jackson.
aloft by this light, a column of energy.
But that's how Victus do.
And you feel
Stealing
this.
my shtick.
You feel the energy suffusing your being. You feel the armor attaching itself and combining itself with the other pieces that you're wearing. And as the light starts to fade slightly, you find that your wounds have been healed, and you're standing there in well, at this point, the majority of the armor. You feel emboldened, you feel stronger, and you feel like you're almost standing a little taller wearing it. And while this was happening, Lyle actually backs away slightly, almost kind of not cringing away from the light, but definitely shielding himself, holding kind of one of his arms up. And as you touch back down, you just kind of, holding onto your sword, you just kind of think about it for a moment, and the flaring holy energy around it goes just that much brighter. You still have one action.
Well, I attack.
Okay. Roll it.
Let's see what we've got.
Seems like the
here.
right thing to do.
Yes. That would be a 15
Unfortunately.
and a nat 20.
Woo! All right. You and those timing criticals. All right.
That is pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
So yeah, I will another second level.
All right.
He's immune to crits, I'm
Yep.
assuming. Yeah.
Yep.
So the same as that I've done. Oh, I Half-Orc.
Yep.
Let's see.
So much dice.
10,
All the
20,
dice.
34,
minds are
36. That would be 39.
39 points of damage. All right. Okay. So yeah, you hack into him, the light of your sword flaring up, leaving just this trace of blinding white light through the air as you slash into him.
Flare
It
up.
cuts into his shoulder and down across his chest and out the side of his hip. And you see some of that black smoke is issuing out from underneath. And there's a cry of pain from inside. This is the first time you've really heard that when fighting the armor.
The light will judge you.
Dang, Jackson.
You shall not walk away from this unscathed. As he turns, and he looks up where Lindo was standing, who had just thrown the breastplate down. You shall lose like I have. And he swings his arm up and he throws one of the great swords up at Lindo.
No.
Okay. Just a moment. Going to check a note. Okay. As the sword is flying through the air, you see it being covered in that black flame, causing a streak of dark light as it flies up. Lindo standing there looking down with a look on his face of, oh. As,
Oh no.
yeah, hold on just a moment. I'm gonna borrow some dice.
Why are you borrowing dice?
No.
You shouldn't have to borrow dice. Everyone is very concerned about your need in borrowing dice.
Okay. Just gonna roll some dice here.
That is too many dice.
One. Roll one. Curse. 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 Curse.
73 points of damage.
Oh.
Should,
So how many hit points did you have left?
well, I had 59. I'm minus 17, and that's what I have left.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
42.
Yeah, I have 42.
okay.
42.
So you see the sword fly up to where Lindo is standing, and it just impacts dead center. And you see the back of the blade burst out of his back, the flame flaring up behind him, scorching the wall he's standing next to. And as the hand clutches again, you see the sword dematerialize from Lindo and appear back into the hand that held it. Lyle, kind of with this almost pained, like, just mirthless laugh, throws his hand out, and you see that scar open in the world next to him. This isn't over. And he jumps through it. You get an attack of opportunity on his way out.
Oh,
Oh, goody.
Just gonna topple forward.
Okay.
All of us do?
The two people who were directly next to him.
Well, fine.
Yeah.
I do not
None for
succeed.
you.
23.
23.
your dead friend.
I will
Okay.
go towards
You have-
Lindo.
Can you make it a smite?
Sorry.
Can you
I-
make a smite?
I don't know.
Death
Oh,
Can I
let's-
make that a smite?
An attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
Yes. As part of an attack action. Oh, well, I guess it wouldn't be, yeah.
It wouldn't.
We'll say,
I've been squicked.
without having to look it up, we'll say
Yeah.
no at the moment.
No? Okay.
But you do get a good slash in at him. At this juncture,
juncture.
he has enough hit points.
Yeah.
He disappears through the hole, which heals itself, leaving just this kind of almost movement in the air as Lindo falls from above and lands in a heap, pretty much right next to where you're
I
standing.
got squicked and crumpled.
Well, there's another failed death save.
Aw.
As Victus flies over to him and you start checking his wounds and...
I attempt to save the dying.
Okay.
I was about to say, doesn't that ability also do a automatic?
If you are at 0 hit points, then you automatically will achieve your death saves.
Yep. So you fly over and you put a hand on Lindo and you start trying to suffuse him with this holy energy. And
My body is ready.
As you do so, you feel resistance. Like the wound in his chest is actually fighting your healing.
Jaxum!
Coming.
You run over, place both your hands down on Lindo's chest,
Yep.
and you start pouring the energy in, not only from you, but from the kind of the power surge you're feeling from the armor. And
I run over, start tapping into that other power source, other than my innate awesomeness.
Victus's arcane heart is glowing so brightly that you cannot look at it directly.
all right. So there's this ball of positive energy between all of you as you're kneeling around Lindo, pouring this energy into him. And at first it feels like you're pouring a shot glass into a well. It's like almost an empty pit that your energy is being siphoned into. And as you're pulling more and more of your power into it, you start seeing that it's starting to sort of equalize. And as all of you pour the last of your power into it, you feel that Lindo has just basically barely stabilized. The wound is ragged and open in his chest, but he breathes.
I assume I am not awake.
You are not.
Okay. I'll just sit here in my mind with all my thoughts.
And from there, as you gather your things about you, as you see the aftermath of what is happening, we find you 1 week later in the Ruby and Rose Tavern. You're all sitting by a bedside. The form of Lindo, shallow breathing, eyes fluttering slightly,
So much of what Lindo does is shallow.
but otherwise unresponsive.
Too soon.
Your administrations, as well as any of the healers or doctors you have been able to talk to and bring into the room, has done nothing to make it any better. As you are once again hoping that Lindo might open his eyes, wondering what your next steps would be, there's the sound outside of the door to the room. The thump, 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 thump of running feet. And then a slam as the door opens. And standing on the other side of the door, looking terribly worried, but with a look of hope, is Elliot. And that, dear Digidicers, is where we will leave you for this season of Hazardous Endeavors.
I'm a coma patient?
Well.
What a cliffhanger!
Okay.
But who shot Lindo?
No, but we know who shot Lindo!
We know!
No! You never got shot, and it was all a dream.
So thank you for joining us for this season of Hazardous Endeavors. We hope that you've enjoyed the journey up till now. We will be taking a season break before we pick up this wonderful story again. So stay tuned on the Discord, on YouTube, on Facebook for further news about the continuation of this story. We hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. And until we reconvene, game on, internets!
Mwah.
It's okay. I'm giving you sponge baths every day.
Thank you.